Alright, hello everybody. Welcome to the stream. Zemoo. Do some Holocure. Going to practice. Got a marathon run coming up this weekend, so yeah, gonna practice. Might try to do some of my, probably not full marathon commentary, but try to make it something like that. Gotta remember those. Alright, so we got a Hololive prism finally. Prism. Kinda wanna try some of these food. I keep seeing manta ray soup. Keep seeing quick dash, but I don't know how to. I don't have it remapped, so I should just use. I kind of want to use heal. Remember to use it. All right. All right. I want to try vegetable soup. I think that would work good with Gara. Let's go. Alright, so right away we are gonna level up because in hard mode you get enough EXP to level up. This is the level up screen. You can pick a new item or weapon, or you can improve one that you already have. I don't really like any of these options, if I'm honest, so I'm gonna reroll. You have 10 rerolls, 10 eliminates. So if you're like, I never want to see Kusogaki Shackles again, I can eliminate it. I don't want to eliminate any of them. And if I like an item, I can put a hold on it, and it'll show up next time. So what I'm looking for mainly is an item that is time sensitive. I'm not getting any of them. So certain things that affect EXP are better when you get them early, because I'm not seeing anything, so I'm just going to take my main weapon. We'll just move on. Which items I get will affect which weapons I want to get, so I always know that I want my main weapon leveled up a bit. I don't always know which build I'm going with. So here's Uber Sheep. That's good for one of the builds. I guess I can just take that. So Uber Sheep will make. There's always going to be cheeseburgers spawning. Cheeseburgers heal you. Uber Sheep makes more cheeseburgers spawn. I'm just gonna go with. I call this the Pillow Fort build. So. Explain more about this game. You move with the WASD keys, and you aim with the mouse, and if you click, you can just have it aim with the WASD keys as well. But typically you want to aim with the mouse. What is that? Bandage, because that's part of the Pillow Fort build. So every character has 3 skills. So you see these whirlpools that appear, that's one of Gura's skills. So those are going to pull enemies in, deal damage to the enemies, and enemies that are in them take 40% more damage. It actually moves enemies too, even ones that aren't supposed to move or get knocked back, so It is very, very strong. Every once in a while you might notice some teeth chomping down on some enemies. That is Gur's Shark Bite skill. 20% chance anytime a weapon hits an enemy that the teeth will chomp down. Teeth make more damage happen, and there's a chance to heal when a bit enemy dies. So Gur has a lot of, and the final skill is called Short Height. Anytime an enemy hits you, there's a, see how I'm going fast now? There's a 35% chance to just get a speed boost, and you dodge the hit and become invincible. Yes. So Gur is a really tanky unit. She's just like really hard to kill. So we're gonna, one of the builds you can do with her is to just go full on defense and just try to use the healing that she has just naturally, like free passive healing, to just kind of survive. And her skills, like the whirlpool and stuff, kind of scale well into the late game, so you like don't have to worry as much about offense. I do want Idle Song, but do I want it now? Yes, I do. So we didn't get study glasses, but we have Researcher's Coat now, so I guess I'm just going to take that. So Researcher's Coat will give me extra EXP as time goes on. I'm going to upgrade it right away. These anvils are, every time you kill an enemy, there's a chance for an anvil to spawn. Anvils can work kind of like a level up, where you can upgrade a thing you already have. I'm just going to start eliminating stuff I don't want. There is a strat that I'm not going to do because it requires a couple items. So see how I have like level 1 glow stick? If I can eliminate the glow stick from this menu and it will never show it to me again, but I can still level it up with the anvils. There is a strat where you do that intentionally, so you get, if you can't get any new items, it will start showing you stats. That's sort of the late game, is you have nothing else you can add to your character, so it just gives you stats. Stats are really good, as it turns out. So there is a strat where you kind of just force eliminate all your options, so it gives you strats earlier, and then you use the anvils to upgrade your weapons eventually when you get around to it. There's an item credit card, which makes more anvils appear, and an item blacksmith skill, which lets you use an anvil twice. You can get both of those. Ooh, here's study glasses. But I already have Researcher's Coat. I'm gonna go for study glasses. I think it's early enough. So study glasses gives you more EXP, and Researcher's Coat just gives you EXP as time goes on. Like, study glasses makes each EXP you pick up worth more, and Researcher's Coat just gives you if you are existing. So with those two items, our level is going to be way higher than it would otherwise. So, you know, more levels means more stats at the end. Typically, you want those, but not later on. Like, if you get it late, it's kind of not worth it. But the earlier you get it, the more worth it is. That's why I'm putting the holds on it, so I just, you know, immediately get all the study glasses, so I can get, you know, the EXP ramp earlier. This is a stamp. These will affect my main weapon. So this is the size up stamp. Now my main weapon is bigger. This is the reverse stamp. It will make me, it has no effect, but it flips my sprite upside down. It used to make you shoot backwards, but they changed it in this current patch. Ooh. Kind of want both of these. Kind of a waste of a hold. But I think I have to take, or put another hold. So I'm going to put a hold on Picky Piimon, and I'm going to take Halu. And take Picky Piimon, and then now we get our study glasses. I do want Lava Bucket too, but I'm out of holds. So those boxes, whenever you defeat a boss, about every 2 minutes, a boss will show up a bigger enemy. And when you defeat it, it'll drop a Holozin box. Boxes will only give you, well, they could give you items that you already have, or they could give you new items. It's sort of random, and there's a 1 in 20 chance. So Halu, yeah, there's 1 in 20 chance you get a super item, which we haven't seen yet, but super items, you know, you can't get them with leveling, you have to get them from a box. They're pretty rare. 120 doesn't sound that unlikely, but it just ends up being way less likely. So Halu is going to make more enemies spawn and going to make them harder to kill. You might ask, why am I, you know, making it harder for me? What it's actually going to do is more enemies spawning means more enemies dying, which means more EXP, which means more levels, and so on. So it is, you know, it is harder, but the end result is we will, you know, get more levels, more. You get like twice as much money, I think. Like it ends up working out pretty well. We're, you know, a little bit more likely to die, but I think I'm fine with where we are. I've been practicing. When I submitted, I was like, oh, there's no way. Halu is just not marathon safe, but I've been practicing with Halu, so here we are. I guess I should point out some of the weapons. Basically everything in this game is a Holocure reference. The thing you can do with stamps is you can stack them on top of each other, so this will have a 10% chance to cause an explosion. But if I strengthen it, now it has a 20% chance. Each stamp has a certain amount of strengths it can do. I don't really like having my sprite upside down, so. This will give me more crit. Yeah, all the weapons and items are Hololive references. I'm not a super big Hololive fan myself, but you learn the references over time. So we got spider cooking, Hachama reference is the first weapon. Hollow bomb. I don't know if that's an actual reference or it's just, you know, everyone knows what a bomb would do in a video game. The cutting board is certain characters get a buff for cutting board. Gura is one of them, so cutting board is just a little bit bigger. Pretty good weapon. It combines with other weapons, which I will get to in a little bit. I'm gonna take speed up here. So typically, like, one of the best strats is to do that eliminate thing and get to the end game stats faster. So if I see stats early, I probably will take them because it gives me more chances to just naturally get anvils. And same thing with boxes. Use those. Level up instead. It ends up being a little bit more efficient. up, love that. But yeah, what else? Glow stick, just, you know, idol concerts have glow sticks. And the music note is idol song. We're idols, we sing. You might notice all the enemies are Hololive fan like a lot of them will have like names for their fan bases and little like character representations of them sometimes. There are, I believe, original generation Japan. There's the Shubatomos. I don't really know all the names. Knew that one, that's why I said it. Couldn't have about it myself, could have pretended I knew more. It's okay. The differences in the enemies don't really matter. They're all like the same thing. They just kind of come at you pretty mindlessly. Sometimes you'll notice, like, I'm gonna swap this out and use my item there, the heal potion. Right, like 33% HP. You might notice that different enemies might tip you off to the fact like how far you're in. Like, oh, the next wave came. That they do functionally help you, but for the most part, they're all the same. And every once in a while, there's a like stage event. So same with the bosses. There's certain like scheduled events, like the 3 minute mark or something. The bats showed up. So we're like, that's another way to help keep track of where you are in the grand scheme of the game. I'm going to swap out cold stamp. For the most part, we're just like trying to run around, hit the enemies behind us, and let. Or you don't really have to be aggressive. You have the whirlpools, and like the enemies will die when they die. So I'm using this anvil. See how this has a blue damage 15 modifier? It's enchanted. Some items are enchanted. If you get an item and it's not enchanted, you can enchant it yourself. If you don't like, you can only have one enchantment at a time, and if you don't like the enchantment, you can re-enchant it and it will change it. So you want all your weapons enchanted, because it's just really good. So this is another stage event. All these enemies spawn in a circle and start shooting the Danmaku at you. This game has a bullet hell tag. It's not really a bullet hell. There's bullets in it. There's some finesse to dodging them, but it's not like you're not. There is an achievement for surviving a hard stage without taking any hits from bullets, but that's not like, hey, what's up? It's not how it goes. You're like intended to take some hits and have HP, which is not very bullet hell like. You know, your hitbox is the size of your sprite. It's not a thing in real bullet hell, so. But you know, it's fun even though it's not bullet hell. Yeah, let's get on to the other items. So let's see, yeah, the Band-Aid reduces the damage I take, and gives me extra HP, and whenever I take damage, it'll let me heal up to 90% of the damage back over time. So it's really good it's like really good when you're tanky. Like, I'm healing anyway with my shark bite. Like, the more I heal, the more the other healing has time to heal me. And it just like makes me really tough to kill. And like the short stature, short height ability, I gain invincibility for like 6 seconds or something, so I'm healing while I'm invincible. So like it synergizes well. That's one of the cool things about this. All the weapons and items have their uses, and every character has a different kit. So like, if I had a character that didn't heal a bunch and wasn't as tanky, you know, these, I probably wouldn't want these items with them. But because Gura is tanky and it synergizes well with her skills, you know, I'm picking these items. And speaking of synergies, this Pepper, the Picky Pimon, based on the number of HP I have, it gives me a buff for all my weapons and my special, my skill damage. So the whirlpools, the shark bites. So it incentivizes me to get more HP, which synergizes with the Band-Aid, which gives you more HP, and also, you know, gives you more damage output for skill damage, which is Gura's specialty anyway. It's like a really good combination. And taking HP as a stat, I haven't seen it yet, but it is a pretty good one. Because the more hits you take, you know, the easier it is to survive. The more hits you can take, the easier it is to survive. And, you know, the more HP you have, the more HP you have to heal. So it just synergizes with all those things. So level 7 is the max you can get your weapons. And you might notice now I have Bomb and Cutting Board to level 7. I don't like the number of enemies that are here. I need to kill one of these bosses. So very soon I should be getting Gold Anvil right on top. I believe I mentioned before combining items. It's called a collab. So I can combine these, and they were both enchanted. So the collab flattening board is going to have both those enchantments. That's the only way you can get 2 enchantments on one item, on one weapon. Your main weapon can't be enchanted. I'm gonna take Lava Bucket because that's really good. The Elite Lava Bucket is a Miko reference. She like dropped a lava bucket on her Minecraft house twice, I think, and burnt it down. So we put that in the game. This game was made by a solo dev. I could be wrong about that. KU. I believe they're also an animator. Like, they've done professional animation. A really talented individual. KU puts lots of little jokes and is really, really receptive to feedback and, you know, the Hololive girls in general. There's a different mode in the game called Hollow House where you get like resources. Every once in a while you might notice like a fish or like a vegetable pop up, like this manta ray, for instance. In one of the original builds, he had a clownfish fish, but at some point one of the Hololive talents mentioned that they were like afraid of clownfish, and he changed it to a different fish, so you know she wouldn't have to worry about it when playing the game. So he's really, really good guy, looking out for the, you know, for people. I take a lot of damage. This is one of the other stage events. These enemies will like make a box around you. You can just kind of run out of the box, and the whirlpools are like, these enemies aren't supposed to move, but the whirlpools actually move them to make openings. So that's really cool, and usually it's good to break up the formation, but sometimes it can like pull an enemy into a harder spot, or maybe big clump. Like if I ran into the whirlpool, that's a big clump of enemies that could all hit me at once, so you do have to be a little careful. I am looking for an anvil because my lava bucket is not enchanted, and I kind of need it to be enchanted for the next collab. Alright, there's an anvil. Right on time. The only thing that can add an enchant is an anvil. You don't like already find it pre-enchanted, so you have to pick what you're doing with an anvil. Between leveling up and enchanting, you should probably enchant. That's the rock hard stamp. My previous attempts with this build, I've taken that, but I kind of want to try a different strat this time. We'll see how it pans out. Alright, so now we have lava bucket maxed. Let me just double check. Enchanted. I'm gonna take evasive action because I really want that gold anvil, but it's not worth dying in the meanwhile. Alright, so now I can collab for elite cooking. Now that hammer spell, if you're over level 50 and have certain collabs, you can get a super collab. Grab the gold hammer, now the gold anvil appears. The super collab, you need the right collab. I believe there's 4 super collabs in the game. Oh, 5. Yeah, I think there's one. And the right item. So I took Uber Sheep really early. That was on purpose because it is part of a certain collab. I'm gonna eliminate that because I don't want it. I do want Curse, but not yet. I can get this gold anvil. So I have 218 HP. This is going to give me Jingi Sukikan. And that's going to give me 100 extra HP, constant healing, a huge cloud of basically always damage dealing. We have 2 rerolls. Ball and song. A couple anvils ready to go. I'm gonna save those. Just excuse me. Super chat time only gives you money, so I'm gonna eliminate it because that's not what I want. There are some characters that want money, and there's an item that, if you get super chat time, you get like extra attack for each like 10,000 coins you get or something. So if you get that super early, you can get a really strong build while also getting a bunch of coins. But you not get that, so I'm not going for that. Okay, so plushie is sort of the last item I really want, so take that. And so I had all my items filled, but I used the Uber Sheep, so it opened up an item slot, so now there's more items to choose from. So what plushie does is, see this pink on my health bar? When you take a damage, you take like a small amount at first, and the rest you take over time, so it's sort of like the opposite of the Band-Aid, where Band-Aid heals you back this just prevents the damage, and then you take it later. Awful weapon spawns. It just keeps giving me the wrong ones. Should have left that. Sometimes you don't want items because, like, I want to have. If I get the wrong item and I run out of rerolls, I'll have to take a weapon or item, and that could mess up the number of collabs. Because once you take a thing that doesn't go with your collabs, you can't get rid of an item that you've already taken. So, I'm looking for potato and whammy water for my last 2 collabs. I just need to eliminate everything that's not those. Maybe at least backdoors with glow stick. Okay, here's potato. So now, and it was enchanted already, so that's nice. Glow stick. Now I can just throw all my anvils into potato. So Idle Song and Glowstick form a collab, but I don't want to do that collab, so I'm just not going to grab that anvil. I'm just going to wait till I can level up potato fully. This anvil isn't for any. Like, it'll only show up if you have a collab you can make, but it's not for that collab specifically. I can take speed over potato. I can get the collab whenever. These red arrows. I don't know if I mentioned, but the red arrows are Danmaku indicators. It's just gonna show me where the bullets are going to spawn. Oh, at the super late stages, those are you can kind of just ignore them. The Danmaku doesn't actually hurt a ton. You like run around trying to avoid it, you'll probably be more likely to die. If I keep getting good stats, I can just keep avoiding taking the potato. And just use more anvils the way that I want to use anvils. I should maybe leave an anvil around in case I need 2 more weapons. Non-zero chance that both of those weapons will be unenchanted, and like at this point I can't like shop around and hope to get an enchanted one later. Like, I don't have. I used up all my rerolls right away, so I don't have a ton of options. You might have noticed the song playing is Myth or Treat. Might be hard to tell over all the sound effects, but and at the beginning there was the. I'm gonna sell this just so I keep running into it. All the enemies were Holo JPN, but now they're like Shrimp and Teammates and Takodachis. They're like Holo EM. Just gonna mention that, not explain why. It'll become clear. So now that all my weapons are level 7. If I grab this box, it can only give me money. So I'm gonna leave that there. Because once I get a new, once I make the collab, I can get new weapons. Check. I think they're enchanted. Yeah, okay. So now I can make Rap Dog. The potato is a 4NA reference. X potato. Oof, whammy water. That's exactly what I wanted. Still eliminate. So that should be another whammy water. Enchanted whammy water sprites. Ooh, stamp stamp. So with this build, there's like a certain priority to your stats. You want HP over anything. Because HP gives you more attack with the Picky Pimon, just works good with all your defensive items anyway. Those bomb enemies will set themselves to explode if you get close to them. Do that so they don't explode later. Alright, and here we are at the 20-minute mark. This is the boss. So if I were doing a stage run, when this boss dies, the run ends. But sort of the whole point of doing endless is that you get to keep playing a little bit after. Otherwise, there's really no difference. It's not like endless is a different kind of game. It's the same game, but it just goes on more. Probably, I'll show off the trumpet after. That's been there the whole game. Yeah, my main goal here with these Holo EN is to just like run away. They all can chase me at different ways. Like Kiara is the fastest, so she usually dies first. And Kiara can teleport to you, Ame can ground pound you, so like those two can kind of catch up a little bit better. Ooh, a triple. But I only have one slot. I'm pretty strong right now, pretty tanky, but one way you can die is to just be next to two bosses for a long time. Trying not to do that. So the stamp makes more stamps appear. The trumpet doesn't do anything, but it plays this trumpet noise, and if you strengthen it, it makes more trumpet noises. It is fun and funny for a little bit, but eventually it gets old. So let's finish our last collab. So you can only get one super collab. Snowflower Sake can, if you get the sake item, you can super collab it, but once you have a super collab, it won't let you do two. Alright, and the last weapon is Curse, so that worked out perfectly. But basically the build I wanted. There's anything I can do about it, but just want to double check that they're all double enchanted. Let's swap this to the crowbar. I'm going to strengthen the stamp. So the more you put into the stamp, the more stamps appear. You can only get each stamp once, and there's 22 stamps total. So just gonna have the stamp there till I get all the stamps I need for my ideal build. Like, that's one of the good ways to mitigate stamp RNG is just get the stamp and then all the stamps will show up much faster. Every time an enemy dies, it has a chance to drop a stamp, but so with the Halu run, with more enemies, you're more likely to get all the stamps. Pretty good idea to just have the stamp equipped. If you don't need the little buff that the stamps will give you. Ooh, the greed stamp. So this will make more coins appear. I'm gonna have that equipped for as long as I can master. And this is the lifesteal stamp. One of the ones that I'm gonna want for my heal build. But yeah, we are officially in the late game. We've passed the boss. It's just going to give us hordes of boss enemies for a bit, and eventually we'll hit 30-minute mark, and then the Yagus show up. So I believe the game considers the first 23 minutes the early game, 23 to like 30 the mid game, and 30 onward is the kill screen. I submitted this as a endless run, but I mentioned while I could theoretically go on longer than the submitted time, I got like a 35. Probably not even a 35 in my submission. You could theoretically go on much longer. You won't. My personal best is 38. The game, like the dev called it like the kill screen. It's the game is trying to kill you. Theoretically, like you could out level, out macro the enemies, but it's sort of designed such that you can't. It is just getting way harder, way faster than you can keep up with. So, yeah. You do what you can with what you have. 35's a pretty solid run. It's about where it gets that much harder. Another stamp you could do is the rock hard stamp. So if you're not moving, it increases your main weapon by 20 and makes all your weapons faster. And you can obviously invest in it a little more. So most of the stamps only affect your main weapon, but this one affects all your weapons, so it's very, very strong. But one of the options for this build is you don't put any into speed, and you just put it all into HP and attack, and you just like stand still. That's a little boring. It is very effective though. The problem with the rock hard stamp, it is one of the better stamps. The problem with it is if you're not strong enough to do this, like if you're early on and you like try to do it, like a boss will run up to you and start, hugging you, and then if you start moving, you won't be dealing the damage you're dealing because the stamp will stop and you'll just like not be able to get away. You have to be pretty careful. It's a double-edged sword. This is the unit stamp. It makes your main weapon weaker, but makes all your other weapons stronger. That's part of the standstill build. I'm gonna try to not use that one this time. Okay, so now we have an anvil. All our weapons are maxed. What do we do with it? Go in here and upgrade your weapons just to deal a little bit more damage. Just makes it so they're not useless in the late game, but like this is the amount of damage that added was much less than a level up, which is why I was trying to use them early on, leveling up my things so I could use my level ups for stats. Now there's nothing to be done except... Oh, I should probably take the rock hard stamp off because I'm not standing still. Or I could go back to standing still. Do this for a little bit. Okay, my priorities is HP over anything. Speed is good. Haste up is like how quickly your attacks happen. Gur in particular wants haste up because one in every 20% of attacks that hit anything ever have a chance to inflict Shark Bite, and each enemy can have 5 Shark Bites on it. So if I have all my attacks deal, tiniest bit of damage, but I, shoot twice as many, that's just more chances for Shark Bite to happen. So you're just trying to maximize for that. And the Shark Bite will, melt enemies and heal you. Crit is the one stat that you can actually max. Like, you can go over 100% crit, but once you're at 100%, it's guaranteed, so it doesn't actually do anything. So we'll eventually be shying away from upgrading crit, but crit is also just really good to get to 100. Also, there's a fail rate for the anvil upgrades. The first 2 are always work, but once you get higher than that, it goes down. It goes like 115%, 105, 90. Like it loses 10% success rate each time. So eventually, you'll be going with like it stops at 25%. Like, you can always keep leveling up the same thing, but eventually it gets way harder. I'm getting kind of bored of standing still. I'm gonna sell the collector stamp. I think I'm done with it. Yeah, my health bar was basically all pink there. That means I would have died if I didn't have Plushie. I probably would have had a different item that would have helped me kill enemies instead. I call that Plushie Zombie. You can always heal back, which Gura is very good at, but early on when you can see and understand what's going on, when you get to Plushie Zombie, you're like, where's the cheeseburger? I need a cheeseburger. Didn't get Plushie till late, so that didn't happen that way this time. Where are my old stamps? Probably gonna not use the gold stamp. Let me sell that. We're approaching Halu. Approaching Yagu territory. Need this. So see this? This is the pacifist stamp. This will stun enemies and have a chance to destroy projectiles. Kinda like that one. Kinda like crowbar. The knockback. Knockback is very strong. Just anything that will, like I say, we're trying to keep enemies from overwhelming us, and we're trying to run away and heal. So if I can just use the knockback to make a way through. This pacifist stamp will stun enemies. I can find ways to survive. The golden triangles, the triangles are the EXP. The golden triangles auto collect all the EXP on the screen to me. Called a magnet, I think. One easy way to die is to get stuck on something. The EXP will eventually despawn if you leave it on the ground long enough. This stage is very small, so very unlikely to, but every once in a while, like, an enemy dies in the corner before, like, you even see that you killed it. And, you know, if you don't go over to the corner to grab EXP, it will despawn, but the magnets help you just get all that EXP that's hard to get. And also, like, running into the corner to grab the EXP just kind of makes it so more enemies die in the corner, and therefore drop EXP that's hard to get. So you kind of just want to stay in one place if you can. Kind of a lame way that mechanic plays out, but you're much more incentivized to just always stay in one place, so you get more EXP that way. There are stages that scroll infinitely. Stage 1 and 2 do that. Stage 3 and 4 are closed spaces, and stage 5 is different infinite scrolling. You get the stage loops. So I can't see what's going on. But yeah, you once you know what you're doing, you kind of don't even use the scroll unless you're trying to run away. That is a good way to run away from a horde of enemies, because the enemies do despawn after a little while. You can't, like, float enemies on the screen forever. Oh, this was never fully strengthened? That explains a lot. So why am I not healing? Hopefully I didn't sell all my stamps. I have a stamp left. Please, I'm trying to grab this. What's it talking about? Basically, from here on out, we're kind of just trying to do this strat of running in circles. Trying to just avoid Yagus as much as possible. One of the neat things about Gura's ability is it has a 35% chance on any hit and does not have a cooldown. So I could theoretically just, you know, get lucky and never die. 35% is a little bit more than a third. We're not going to get that lucky forever. So eventually the train comes to a stop. Oh, did I ever mention special? This meter is my special meter. Everyone has a special. Everyone's fills up at a different speed. When I activate Gura's special, Shark shows up, splashes, damages all the enemies in the vicinity, and then gives me a speed and attack boost for 15 seconds or something. Gura turns red, or she's supposed to. This might be like a lighting thing. is not very red. So yeah, kind of just trying to use that as often as possible. Like I mentioned, oh, this is what I was talking about. Like I mentioned, the number of enemies on the screen is capped. So sometimes killing enemies faster leads to more EXP because enemies like won't be able to spawn in. Like, ideally, you want enough enemies on the screen such that you're killing them all, and all of them that should spawn are spawning because you have to keep up with the damage race. This whole running around thing is not going to work forever because if I'm not killing these guys, I'm not getting stronger, and they will eventually. They are getting stronger, so I gotta keep up with the macro, or I will get crushed by the entropy of the game system. That's why this runaway strat is maybe not the best. Eventually there is a point where even if you're killing all of the enemies, you will run out of ability to keep up with killing all the enemies. Please grab the anvil. We have 850% speed, and we just want to keep going higher because gotta go fast. There's no such thing as too much speed. Though HP is more important than speed. I mean, it depends what build you have, what you're going for, and I'm certainly, like, I'm not a super pro at this. The highest rank I got was 24th on the leaderboards for this stage in Dura. I was like copying strats from first place, so there could be mechanics I don't understand that make, you know, speed actually the best thing, or HP not that great. With this build, the picky P-Man, you really just want speed. I got caught on a barrel. 36-15 is pretty good. Like I said, I've gotten to 38 before. This is my new daily best, which only done one run today, so. 4, 3. So this was my best. It's 171, 163. So many more points for. I don't know what causes points. But anyway, that was Holocure, Save the Fans. An endless mode run. Showing off what I hope are some high level strats. So like that Pillow Fort strat, if you look at the ranking, this is another build of it that got 4th place in total. They got 2 super items, so, and they restricted weapons. I wanted to show off as many weapons and items as possible. So I didn't suppress these, but like I mentioned, the sooner you get to the stats, the better it goes for you. So if you eliminate your weapon slots, you'll have less weapons to grab and you can get to the stats naturally. All the other runs do the credit card, blacksmith skill, to force the late game early. I probably won't be explaining this at the marathon This is like way too in depth, but yeah, I took study glasses and researcher's coat and Picky P-Man. They like just took headphones, breastplate. So I don't know. Maybe Picky P-Man's not great. It doesn't look like anyone else at the top. Oh, 8th place. Oh, there's like a million ways you can do this. Yeah. That was an up score for that strat, though it wasn't exactly the same strat, because I didn't take any speed in the previous times I did that strat, but the whole running around thing seemed to work out pretty okay there. And it's like way more interesting than, especially in the marathon context, than just, I'm gonna stand still for the next 5 minutes, because if I move, I'll die. And like the best part of that strat is like, you can always do it, I feel. Like there's very few things in that you like hard need. Like the first time I did the strat, like I was following the guide and it doesn't have study glasses in the guide. So I didn't even need study glasses early. So it like takes a lot of the RNG aspect out. Though obviously it's better to get study glasses early. But yeah, the copying the first place strat was very good, but very hard to do. Like you need like a lot of rare items. I was just resetting for forever. Like I think I reset for almost an hour before I got the run that I wanted. And like I can't do that on the marathon. I have to just take what I get. So like I don't. That run is not marathon safe. But the pillow fort strat that I just did seems very marathon safe. But anyway, it's gonna be it for this game. I'm gonna take a quick break and I'll be back with the dance. Thanks for watching, and I'll be definitely playing more Holocure. I think the next couple days I'm gonna just try to focus on marathon commentary. So if you I'll be doing a lot of like, this mechanic, like I was kind of doing that there, like, oh, this is what stamps do. So if that's like stuff you already know, I'm not saying it because I think you don't know it. I'm saying it because at the marathon, most of the people will have never seen this game before. So yeah, I can explain that the day of. Anyway, I'm rambling. I'm bad at ending streams. Thanks for watching. See ya when I see ya.